Hey everyone, and welcome back. We have a lighter episode for you today. Tim is going to mention about 500 times that he has company, the dogs are barking, and
Yeah,
everything.
they're
See? See, I told you.
hopefully not.
I assure you, we do not hear a bloody thing. Yeah, there's not it's kind of a slow week for news, but some cool
A lot of
stuff.
releases this month, though, guys. A lot of, and we'll be going over that.
Yeah, a lot of it's the holidays, right? So this is when everybody starts to go nuts with their releases. My end, I just want to let everybody know. So I officially finished Silent Hill 2 remake, and really good, man. I like, man, does it creep you out? So I'm gonna see, because I'm going to Nashville tomorrow, and then I come back on next Friday,
Oh,
and
nice.
that gives me about 4 or 5 days before Dragon Quest 3 hits to finish, if I want to get the platinum, because I finished 3 of the endings for Silent Hill. And when you finish the game the first time, you unlock a new game plus, and the only real difference is that you unlock the ability to get new endings. But the cool part is you unlock the chainsaw. And so the chainsaw
Oh,
makes you a ridiculously overpowered, like one hit kills every single enemy, basically. So I'm trying to beat. There's basically an achievement if you can finish the game in under 10 hours,
oh,
and I'm positive I can do it. Like I'm positive I can do it. I've spent about an hour and maybe an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm heading to the hospital right now, which I'm going to do it. Like, I'm sure I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it in like 5 hours, to be honest, which is fantastic because it's going to be close, man. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to unlock that platinum while Dragon Quest is downloading. Like, I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen. But the big news of the week, well, there was a couple of things. One of them, we'll talk about the impact of this, because this is crazy, man. Like, it's just crazy. You want to let everyone know about the Concord news?
we could do that, but before we do that, just something a little bit brighter. We'll do the good news and the
Oh, you want
bad
to do the
news.
new good news?
Well,
Okay, all right, go
well,
ahead.
just to let you guys know that CampCon has all you Monster Hunter fans
Yep.
right now. Monster Hunter Wilds is in a open beta. It already started, by the way. It started on November 1st, which is today, and it's until November 4th. So it's been going on for a few days. So it's had different phases. But anyways, if you guys want a chance at the brand new Monster Hunter World, by the way, I saw some. I'm going to play it this weekend. I haven't had a chance yet. But I've watched some streamers. The map that I saw is enormous. As you all know, Monster Hunter tends to be small, compact levels, and they've gotten bigger over the years. You remember the old school one, Jared's, where literally
Yeah.
you chase a monster and you have to zone
Yep. Yep.
every few steps. But anyways, that's a day of a thing of the past. So definitely, Monster Hunter fans, check out Wilds. It's out in November. Oh, no, sorry, out February. Was it called? 27th. So you got a few months to check it out, just in case you're on the fence. But a true fan doesn't need to know it. But let's go. And it's on all platforms,
Yeah.
PlayStation, all that kind of jazz too.
Yeah,
so
I
not
was
just
gonna.
exclusive to PC.
I was gonna actually check it out, but the whole Nashville
do it,
thing,
man.
how the Nashville thing kind of screwed me all up now, because now I wasn't supposed to go to a conference or anything, but it, like, everything just happened like super last minute that I'm like, ah, damn it. Like, it's gonna be fun and stuff like that, but it's just the timing. So I'm gonna have, anyways, whatever. I'll
I
be
see.
surprised. That's all. I'll be
And I
surprised.
hope, like I said, I know you're always pressed for time, but I hope you play it because it'd be awesome.
No, this I'm gonna play.
Finally,
This I'm
yeah,
gonna
you and
play.
I will definitely. You're gonna get it on Steam. It's cross-play, so we don't have to worry
Yep.
if you get it on PlayStation. We'd be able to play no matter what. But one thing about Steam, I don't know about the consoles. You might want to check for next podcast. I love how Capcom's been doing this. They have 3 versions: the standard $69.99 USD, the deluxe edition $89.99, and then the premium deluxe edition $109.99 USD. And you really virtually get nothing between. There's differences, obviously, but unbelievable. Whoever buys that top tier, I don't know. You like throwing money away. That's each their own. But anyways, let's switch gears to Concord. You remember was it last podcast? I think it was. We were talking about Sony. They updated some back-end stuff on Steam. So that tends to mean, like we talked about Evil Dead, all of a sudden this Rogue patch came out with a new feature for the game. So anyways, usually when something happens on Steam's back-end storefront, tends to mean that either updates are coming, etc. So everyone and people out there say, "Oh, does this mean it's coming back as free to play?" We discussed it. Made sense. No, Sony just closed. But yesterday or the day before, they just closed down the studio. Concord, well, it was dead anyways, but is officially dead forever. There's no chance of any kind of free to play version coming out ever. So
I gotta let everybody know right now. Get on over to the PlayStation Store, the physical PlayStation Store that's online, and probably by the time you see this, it'll all be gone. But all of the merch that was available, because Sony had planned this to become like the next big thing.
I don't know. They kind of gave up too early. I mean,
anyway, we'll talk about that. But I'm just saying, for everybody out there, guys, if you want some major collectibles, go buy that merch, man, because this has not happened by a major. I don't think this has ever happened by a major studio before.
This fast.
Yeah, like I don't know. I can't think of any time a major publisher developer released a product like this and just pulled the plug this fast. Like, it's never coming back. It's gone. Goodbye. And it's insane because, like, there's that Amazon, I think it's Amazon, has like this television show coming out, and like there's a whole episode about Concord that is, it's crazy.
It's funny because Sony looked like they really had big plans, and there's a lot of things Sony did wrong. Guys, one, releasing into an extremely saturated and well-established genre, which is always tough. When your competitors are free to play and you come out at 40, I think it was 40, but that's a big issue right there. It was dead out of the gate because of that. I know the keyboard warriors love to bring the woke stuff up, but that virtually had done. I mean, there might have been a few people who, they didn't like the characters. That's besides the point. That's not the reason why the game died, guys. Let's be honest. Those are only, select few people that like to push buttons and make news when it's not. But yeah, that, and then two, Sony didn't really promote or have open.
Dude, 100%.
Let's use Marvel Rivals, which is coming out next month. A hero shooter, obviously not the same genre. Well, actually, yeah, it's kind of almost the same thing. But anyways, it's had several closed betas, open betas, substantial amount of content creators endorsed to play it months and months ahead of time, getting this hype going before it's even released. That's how you do it. And more importantly, it's free to play. So Sony, take notes, and I'm pretty sure, I don't know. Is it me, or is it because Sony's a Japanese developer? Because no disrespect. It's just they tend to do things a little bit differently than Western developers.
This is straight up, okay? This is going to go down in history. Like, we're going to study this. Like, business schools are going to study this, because this is going to go down in history as, like, a key example of an executive that got all excited about something that they did not know the market at all, and that's it. It's really that simple.
When you think that a lot of these, obviously the C-level guys, let's understand, guys, C-level people don't know shit traditionally. They're overseers. They approve the big budgets. You come to them, they give the approvals, etc. They rely on the little man, the working man, like, marketing, whatever, the development teams, there's a long list of stuff, how things are done. They rely on them to give them information. There must have been a disconnect. Maybe you're right.
Dude, I'm telling you,
some executive just got excited.
That's like, what it is. I mean, from what I've seen online, it was like a very high-ranking executive got super excited, scooped up this development studio, put hundreds of millions of dollars into the development of this, and was successful in pitching it as like, this is the future of PlayStation, and like the brand and this and that and blah blah blah. And it's such a good example of what not to do. And like, look, guys, like my team, okay, at Eva, my team, we're at 18 employees already. Like, it's starting already, man. It's starting. And it's just not possible to stay fully connected with all aspects of the organization. It's you can have the best intentions in the world, and it's impossible. You can't. So, like, I rely on the team to like marketing, to your point, right? So they do market research, and they're like, okay, Jared, like, look, we did a survey with 10,000 people. It came back, and these were the results, that people are in this age group with this many kids in this location. If we target them, we have the greatest chance of success, just as an example. And I'm like, okay, right? Like, the data speaks for itself. And now, do I have time to go and validate the data, to go in and
no, you don't. That's not your job.
Exactly.
You're supposed to rely on your team. That's why you hire them.
Well, right? That's it.
Exactly. If you hire a team and this has happened before, where data isn't always changing, right? So just one day something's hot and great on the uprise, the next day it's not. But you trust it because that's what they're there for. If they do their job well, they're going to give you valid information. Exactly. Remember, I tell you guys, data or numbers don't lie. Opinions, everyone has one.
Yeah.
And it might be, varied, but data doesn't lie. The numbers don't lie. So that's why you rely on them. So yeah, there was a major disconnect here, man.
Oh, something huge, man. Something huge.
And it's kind of sad because the game itself, the thing too is it didn't really stand out, which, it can be fixed over time. You guys have to remember that. Some games, especially a live service game, when it comes out, it tends to be vanilla. And then as it evolves over the years, it gets more bells and whistles, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, there was just a major disconnect. It's sad for that studio who was, they were an independent studio, got bought up. They're probably thinking, oh, look, we got Sony. Woohoo! All this money.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit,
100%.
We're out of a job now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. And it's, I feel for all those people, and look, like you just said, right? Like, the numbers don't lie. And I'm pretty sure the last, like, it was like a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, that they pulled it from like store shelves or whatever.
Yeah.
Something, whatever. I don't remember the exact timeline, but it's unbelievable. Like, it's like, we've never seen this before. And clearly someone looked at the math, like looked at the data, and was like, we can't keep this alive. Like, it's the amount of money that we're pouring into this versus, how long it's going to take. And like, the market's not reacting to it. Players aren't reacting to it. Cut our losses. Like,
yeah. And Concord shipped in a good shape, stable-wise, client-wise. This reminds me of another game I was really getting heavily invested into, DC Dual Force, which was a unique card game, or cool card game based on DC. There's a lot of problems they did that's similar to kind of Sony, except for first we found out that the publisher was having financial problems. So they rushed out the game way before it was ready. It was a buggy piece of mess. And like I told you only get one time to first impressions, and it was a horrible client. They started improving over time. Within 6 months they shut it completely down, and it's sad because there were starting to be new cards. They had unique thing where they had an interactive comics. Literally the comics that you read would have been digitally port enhanced, animated. You read it. So that was awesome. Two, they had weekly releases for new cards with the comics. That was unique compared to card games. And they had a little monthly stuff too. So yeah, it had a lot of great ideas, guys. It was a great game, but unfortunately it is just another, again, of an aggressive publisher, that just didn't do their due diligence, and look what happened.
Yeah, I'm looking right now. You should see, because I was really curious, right? Like, about this. Like, can you still buy it on Amazon?
DC Dual Force?
No. Oh, no. Concord. I was looking to see
like. Maybe you could. Yeah.
But no, because like, it's completely, literally, it's a piece of plastic now, right? And I'm looking on eBay and stuff, and I'm like, guys,
is it?
It's all over eBay, everywhere over
Figured
eBay.
As much.
But Yeah, because for sure this is going to be a collectible in the sense of like this is probably the biggest failure in gaming history.
Well,
like,
even bigger than ET.
Well,
that's going way back. A lot of our readers probably don't even know what I'm talking about.
I mean, ET gets a lot of, flack for what it did and whatever. It's like the poster child for the video game collapse, but it's not ET that collapsed the market. It was basically the lack of quality control. So the fact that you could have 730 versions of Pong is a problem.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. It's back. We've seen a lot of gaming, man.
Yeah, amen, man. But it's the poster child, right? Like it was the poster child because they
Concord might take its spot.
Oh no! For me, honestly,
it's different because you remember that was a big video game crash back in the day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Different. Like it's a little different, but I personally, I mean, without looking at the math, but like, I mean the numbers, like I think so. I think this is the biggest gaming failure in gaming history. Yes, okay, it didn't collapse the whole market, but again, that story with the
was a lot of moving parts back then.
Yeah, it's not as simple. It's not as simple as people make it out to. You had to have been there to really understand the problem that was happening at that time. But in this case, I mean, man, I cannot wait to see Sony's financials in the next quarter because they are going to be brutal.
Yes.
Like, you don't just write off like $400 million, man. And don't forget, look at all the problems that Bungie's having right now and stuff. And Sony bought those guys. And
it just shows you Sony, I know we've been hard on Microsoft that they don't really manage their studios, which they don't. They kind of have a hands-off approach until there's a problem, which tends to be the case, guys, with big umbrella and corporations. They trust their leadership, their C leadership at the studio levels, and et cetera, et cetera. It's not really the chief executive officer's job at Microsoft or even the
no.
It's not their job to micromanage, but it's their job to intervene when there's a big problem.
Yeah. So, and that's why I'm really curious because to your point, like, guys, there's no beating around the bush here. Like Sony, this is a colossal failure. I mean,
yes.
Like on many levels. Now, if it was, and I'm sure it is, I'm sure the executive team flew in and was like, what the hell is happening? And because someone made the call, kill it. Like just someone made that call way up the chain of command to kill it. But you're absolutely right. Like, I mean, we've been giving Microsoft a hard time only because I think they have spent so much money, right? So when you spend,
and they should be, they should be kind of a little bit more hands-on.
Yeah, that's it. But no, I'm with you, man. I'm 100% with you. Like they've been making some really messed up like decisions lately, and it's kind of interesting to see. Like this whole thing with the PlayStation 5 Pro. Like, guys, it releases in like 6 days. You can go to Amazon right now and buy one. It's not performing well at all. Now, assuming Sony's not blithering idiots, they should know that at this price point, you are in a niche market. Like, you have just made a product that is not mass marketable. I'm sorry, but the masses are not going to spend $1,000 nearly for a console. Like that's not gonna. It's not gonna happen. And I hope that Microsoft and Sony pay attention to this so that when the PlayStation 6/Xbox whatever is released, that they don't try to do this kind of crap again.
Especially with the economy right now, man. I don't know what they think. I would think if some outrageous prices. We were talking about those rumors that the Switch 2 is going to be $500 at start. That's pretty pricey for a Nintendo console, right?
Yeah, that is, man.
Let's think of it. Hey, that starts getting out of mass market.
I know. But that's it. That's exactly it. So, yeah, no, but it's good, Tim. Like, I like that. Like, you make sure we stay fair to everybody, Like,
exactly.
we may have certain preferences in certain gaming circles or whatever. But truly, at the end of the day, for me personally, my allegiance is to the game. Like, I want to play good games. Like Indiana Jones coming out, that might be my game of the year. I love indie.
Oh, it might.
And
be, yeah.
I can't bloody well wait for that. But yeah, like Sony, this is big. I mean, this is really, really big. They had a huge win with Astro Bot that seemingly came out of nowhere. And that tells me something, though. It really does tell me something, because how didn't you know? You know what I mean? Like guys, what are your marketing people doing?
Oh, exactly.
Like, you should have known that, like, right now, gamers are dying for something new. Like, we're fed up of the same crap. And if you can tickle our nostalgia, like, don't get me wrong. When I say something new, it might be a remake of a 20-year-old game. Maybe that's it. But I think people are getting fed up of the same style of, Call of Duty, this through that. And
yeah, it's released every year. But by the way, Call of Duty, thinking of which, made some impressive
I'm sure it did. I have no doubt, because
but Call of Duty is so successful, man. Why do you think they're releasing it yearly?
Well,
and it wasn't always like that, by the way. You guys know Call of Duty wasn't always a yearly release, but money talks, bullshit walks. So
yeah, no, exactly. But I mean, like, and to be fair, like, there are some circles that say that Astrobot wasn't a sales success. So then Jared's full of shit. But yeah, well, we don't have the specific details on sales, but critically, I mean, there's a reason why the critics, like even me, I was like, this is amazing, man. Like, it was just a pure fun game, even like Zelda, Zelda 2 was awesome, man.
I think that's what Sony kind of alluded to, like AAA games are not sustainable. AA's are going to be the thing of the future. And I think developers and publishers need to realize that. I think gamers want fun games. Not everything has to be a live service game. Even though that's a mixed topic right there, live service can still thrive. Just make some simple, good, fun games. And the problem is a lot of these games are designed for DLC, skins, cosmetics. I told you many times, like New World, like the old school RPG, MMOs used to have, extended content or extra quote unquote content where you would grind for transmogs. You go get armor sets and stuff like that. The new MMOs don't do that, man. They just, here, go to the store. You see this? Yeah, you buy it with $1.
Yeah.
But what about in-game stuff? Give me more incentive to play your game. Nah, go buy it on the store.
But that's it, dude. That's it.
Like but you remember, I've told you 100,000 times. The reason why companies do that is because people keep buying it. Until people start talking with their wallets and stop buying this crap, overpriced skins, things are never going to change. So it's as much the player's fault as it is the companies. Now, there's a psychology, though. I used to be a psychology major. There's a lot of psychology in this, though. So let's make no mistake. These developers and companies are not our friends. They use a lot of psychological
of course,
to get you hooked, to take advantage of stuff. So they're by no means, guys, nice or our friends. But at the end of the day, the consumer continues to support. Yeah. And until that changes.
And unfortunately, dude, like, we are in a society now of the gachas, right? Like,
exactly.
I don't want to grind for that shiny piece
instant
of
gratification,
armor.
Win button.
Yeah. And
it's weird because gacha it is frowned upon in the West markets, even though it's still very lucrative. But like in China embraces gacha. It's huge there compared to the U.S. Mm-hmm. If you look at the numbers of how much, let's bring up Hearthstone, for instance. Hearthstone, it just came back to China. It was gone for a couple of years. But before it left, it made substantially amount more than the other markets. And I don't know, man. I don't know why I don't know the reasons why China's Asian. Asian markets embrace that. Not all Asian markets, by the way. But dude, it's cultural differences, right? Like, it is cultural differences,
But anyway,
maybe Chinese have a lot of expendable income and they just love throwing it away. I don't know. Each their own. It doesn't matter. Each their money. But anyways, thinking of Asian markets and card games, are we done with this stuff? We could. You want to move on to?
I want to move on to the huge Nintendo news, man. Come
there's
on.
a couple Nintendo news. Before we get into what you want to talk about, a couple days ago, Pokemon trading card game Pocket is released, and I've been playing it, and I love it. The app is flawless, runs like silk. There's some, it just like all card games, it throws a bunch of stuff at you at first. It has some missions that rewards you to get more packs. Well, indirectly packs. When you guys, see it, they have stamina bars, which basically, timers that these mobile games have. But every time you level up, you can basically get a pack, which is pretty good. I don't know how free-to-play friendly it is. Right now, there's an event going on with Meowth and Chansey, I think, to get some unlockable. So it's awesome. The global launch was literally the 30th. We're the first, November 1st. So, hey, a couple days. Good to see that. There's also rumors of the new set coming. The game's a lot of fun. But to let you know now, it needs ranked mode ASAP to give more incentive. Right now, there's a lot of content to keep you busy, but that's going to, of course, dry up. The single-player content and all that kind of stuff. But, yeah, ranked, I can't wait for that because it gives you incentive to get, one, more rewards, and two, reward the player for their time, which is always important. But, yeah, Pokemon Pocket's awesome. I'm interested to see if Steven's going to play it. If you are, Steven, please let me know because we could duel. I already got a couple meta decks, so I'm ready for you, Steven, if you choose to play.
We'll see. So
yeah, Steven probably won't.
My huge, incredible news is not what you think, actually. Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming to the Switch. That was one of the last holdouts on the Wii U. Interestingly enough, 2025, guys, 2025. So this is getting interesting. This is really getting interesting. I know Ahmed was like super stoked for that. So yeah, this is getting interesting now that we're starting to see releases going into 2025 on the Switch. Don't forget, we've got Mario and Luigi. I know you're going to be talking about.
Yep. Oh, we're going to be talking about all that. Yep.
But it's interesting, guys. It's interesting. But no, the big surprise release, of course, you guys know, we talked about Alarmo. And people were all like,
I wonder if that's even selling, dude.
Well, no idea. But people were like, what is that? Right? Everyone's like, where the hell's the Switch 2? And then out of nowhere, Nintendo announces Nintendo Music. And it's a standalone app. It's available right now on iOS and on the Play Store. And what's super interesting is it's completely free if you have a Nintendo Online subscription. I'm not sure if it's online subscription or if you need online and the expansion pack. I'm not 100% sure. But the Wii's... the little
the Wii music.
Yeah, the Wii shop music. It's alive. So people are so funny online, man. They're leaving all these comments and they're like, "Oh, finally, there's a reason to purchase Nintendo Online subscription." And
quick thing though, are people really going to be interested in that?
Well, it depends, right? Right now, there's absolutely a niche for gaming music. The thing is,
there is. Yes.
I don't know what Nintendo's plan is here with this. Is it right now it's all their stuff and whatever, but there's definitely a niche for all your Metal Gears and your Castlevanias and your and so on and so forth.
Yeah, especially those classics, man.
So, but I'm curious to see, but the news is actually the non-news. So, guys, forget about Switch 2 announcement this year. I was talking to you guys months ago. I said, I don't think so, because everyone is comparing to the Wii U, but the Switch is not the Wii U. We've said it thousands of times, and Nintendo just is... There's no hurry. There's no hurry for them, and they have good games.
And not only that, there's some still blockbusters. Mario Party just released. We'll talk about Luigi and Mario and Luigi, but also too, they probably, from business sense, they don't want to hurt potential holiday sales. Because what if they say May or summer 2024. People are like, oh, well, I'm not gonna buy the Switch. I'll just wait
Exactly.
a little while and get the Switch too. So yeah, they're smart. They don't want to hurt their sales. But I guarantee you, though, Jared, there will be a new system next year. Though.
Oh God, yeah. No. Yeah, no. Like, yeah. So to be clear, like, yeah, of course, I'm right there. Yes, 100%. There will be a new Switch next year. I just think that now Nintendo can do whatever the hell they want. Like, they could announce it in February, January, March, and say like, yeah, it's coming out in summer, or it's coming out late summer, or it's coming, like it doesn't,
the fall or something.
Whatever.
Like the old days. You remember the old days of September used to be when consoles used to be released. August and September was when now it's just
but that's it. So
and like, especially with the rumor where, according to the rumor, Nintendo's been in physical production for a while now, because they want to make sure scalpers are not in it. They always tend to be, but they want to have enough product at launch. So if that's true, that they might have been last 6 months plus just mass producing this.
Yeah, entirely
so they
possible.
might pull an Apple and say, hey, Switch 2 out in 3 months, guys.
Yeah.
Get ready.
Yeah, and listen, man, I would be totally down for that. Personally, I would be totally down for that. I'm just really, really hoping the price is not insane. Like, I'm really...
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about, man. But we'll see. Nintendo traditionally tends to be mass market. But, there's always a new system that could break the rules on that. But, I mean, good thing that it wasn't during the lockdown, because remember how expensive tech was at the time, right? So, yeah, I'm glad that's something of the past. But, yeah, so we'll see. I hope for the best. I think it should be 400 or less, but...
I don't know. I mean, what is I mean, it's not really fair to compare right now because it's been out forever, but like, how much is a Switch? Let's see.
Yeah, how much is it now?
Nintendo Switch. The OLED model here in Canada is $450. So what is it in the States? Let's see. OLED Switch. It's $450 Canadian and it's $350 American.
Yeah, $349.
Yeah.
Zero. Yeah, so it's with white Joy-Con. Oh, well, that white Joy-Con looks pretty badass. I like it. Plus the stand's white.
Yeah. It's mine, I think. I think mine was...
And if you get a refurbished one, it's two.
Yeah, okay, but you're not going to buy a refurbished one. But
yeah, we don't want to refurbish.
But still, so what did you just say? $350? Was that it?
Yeah, $349.
Yeah, well, $49, whatever. So, yeah, it's gonna be like $450, man. I'm sure it's gonna be $450, somewhere around there. Like,
it'll be a little bit more, inflation stuff like that.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Look, 450 and under 400.
Look, between you and I, even 500, it's not the end of the world. I know we're going to complain. We're going to complain because of, the old tech and stuff. But 500 US, that'll be like $650 Canadian.
That's a lot, man,
it is. I know.
Why is it you guys always have to pay more? It sucks, man.
Yeah, well, it sucks because the dollar is in the toilet right now. But yeah, but like the PlayStation is just nuts. Like, I'm sorry, but that's just nuts. Like 700 US, 960 Canadian. Like, what?
It's insane.
It's insane. And guys, we know it's not performing well. Like, the fact that you can still pre-order it anywhere, that tells me absolutely everything,
100%.
Yeah, it's too much. Yeah. Like, it's just, that's too much. That's way too much. So yeah, anyway, I think, guys, personally, I would be really cool to start the new year with an announcement like that. Maybe like the week after CES, maybe 2 weeks after CES, something like that would be really cool. It'd be really cool to come out. I think I would do that because CES, there's always so many, like announcements and like tons of coverage. I think it would be kind of cool. Let that settle a little bit and then announce like, okay, we've got the next, whatever they end up calling it and doing and whatever. And I can't wait for that, to be honest. That's going to be an amazing podcast when we're done that, because it's going to be cool to talk about that and see what we think and stuff. And of course, guys, they'll never talk about what the tech is behind it. It'll all be rumors. Like they always
And it's
do
funny,
that.
you have to get the information from third party. And I don't know why they're lying. I can understand back when was it Wii, because at the time it was so underpowered, and they were probably kind of concerned that consumers might like, oh, well, why would I basically buy a GameCube at this, a brand new GameCube for the most part. So I can understand, but no, come on, Nintendo. It's not like like no one cares, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And it'd
It's
be
not
nice
like
if we
it's not like
officially
years
got.
ago.
Matter of fact, I'm surprised there's no laws about that, because there should be consumer laws to disclose what you're buying. 'Cause remember I told you, what was it with these new content season passes these days? The trend is, hey, Jared, pay us $15 a night. What do I get? Oh, don't worry, Jared. You'll get
Exactly.
something.
Yeah.
Just give us the money.
Yeah,
There
exactly.
needs to be more consumer. I mean, this is a minor thing for the Nintendo thing, but it's still, there should be more consumer protection, because at the end of the day, you should know what you're buying. Imagine. Right?
Yeah. No. Listen, I'm there with you, and I think the days of 16-bit, and all of this.
Yeah,
like,
that.
we're beyond that now.
We're
like
beyond.
this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, okay, to be fair, I'm a lot older now, so I'm not checking Reddit and seeing what people, but like, are people really comparing the teraflops and stuff? If they are, guys, go get a life. Like,
Only the hardcore, like usually it's the Xbox and PlayStation hybrid fans. They'll, well, the Xbox does it a little bit better. And so, yeah, but other than that, they don't really care.
No, exactly. For me now, especially, like, I really don't care. It is what it is. So, okay, go. Start with your list, man. Tell the
Well, we
good
have a lot of
people.
releases. Yes, it's like you said, the fall. So Pokemon Pocket, obviously, we just talked about, came out. That's technically last month, but this month, though, we have some major releases. And let's get this list here, guys. Let's get this list, because first things first, I love MMOs. So there's a couple MMOs coming out, which is amazing. Brighter Shores, which is the coming from the person who made Ultima Online. So it's not going to be quite that vein. It's actually inspired. Oh, let me tell you the name. Brighter Shores. Look that up. It comes out November 6th. So in a few days, next week. It is inspired by tabletop. So it has that kind of tabletop feel to it, where you go around. It's, it's an MMO, has a bunch of different classes. Just look it up, guys. We're not going to spend too much on each thing, but looks very unique. I'm going to give it a try. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's definitely interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. Slitterhead, November 8th. Path to Exiles 2 was supposed to be out. It's a huge action RPG that's supposed to be out. It's unfortunately been delayed to December 6th. A little bit of bad news if you guys were looking forward to that. Stalker 2, The Heart of Shinobi, November 20th, which is on Xbox and Game Pass PC day one. So you can get it there, guys. I'm really looking forward to that. And here's a game I've been following for a while. It's Core Punk, another MMO, which kind of has the MOBA view and gameplay, which is unique kind of type gameplay for an MMO, and it's out November 26th. This has been delayed, has been kind of in limbo for a while. It's a Ukrainian developer, and as we all know, what's been happening in Ukraine last couple years. So luckily, Core Punk's coming out. I have high hopes for it. Looks a lot like Legends. You know what I'm talking about.
League of Legends.
Legends. Jesus, tongue-tied. So it looks like that. That kind of similar gameplay. A lot of pathing, you have to move and dodge. Really cool. Anyways, Mirthwood's coming out November 6th. This is a game I'm really looking forward to, which is a real-time strategy game where you control a colony of, guess what, ants. Empire of the Ants, November 7th is coming out. I'm really kind of looking forward to it. I love like strategy games, more of the turn-based 4K X more than the real-time. But sometimes they release some really good real-time strategy. Go look at the footage, guys. It looks kind of like Pikmin, kind of like some other RTS. It's really, really interesting. This is coming out for you Sony fans, the Metro Awakening, which is supposed to be a big, huge VR games on November 7th. I don't know if you're going to try that. Well, you don't have the VR set, do you?
Nope.
For Sony?
No.
All right, so you probably... Anyways. Another one is Towers of Hasbra.
I love when you do these.
Butchered that because the weird to spell. November 19th, that looks really cool. And then all you simulator fans, Farming Simulator 2025 comes out on November 19th.
But you've missed. Where's the November?
Oh, that we don't talk about the bad. No, just kidding. We'll come up with. There's still some more, guys. There's still some more. So, of course, Jared's going to talk about what he wants to about the called. We have Mario and Luigi Brothership next week, or sorry, bought that, by the way. I pre-ordered it. And then, of course, the Memes, which is actually a very popular game, Goat Simulator Remastered, November 7th. So a lot next week in this month, guys, but there's still one big release coming out that we know Jared's going to love. You go ahead, Jerry.
No, whatever you're talking about.
What could it be? What could it be other than your beautiful remake of Final Fantasy? Oh, I'm sorry, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D remake, which looks the final.
Did you see it?
Drop, by the way, it looks beautiful.
It does,
love it.
Man.
What's that bird, by the way? Is that supposed to be like the World Tree?
I'm not saying a damn thing.
Oh, you're not gonna ruin it.
Play the game. Play the game.
I never played the Dragon Warriors back on the NES days, guys. It was I didn't really like RPGs back then, and yeah, I never got into Dragon Warriors, even though I wanted to, because I loved the name back then. I was like, oh, Dragon Warriors, here it is. The art was so awesome. I used to look at the box art. This is back in the day when I loved box art used to
right here, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Dragon Warrior 3.
Tell me, guys, that would make you want to buy a game back then. But you have to remember, I was a kid
for
the NES era. Yeah, so $59.99 or $69.99. People forget that NES games were expensive. I had to wait for birthday and Christmas for my games. I didn't, I was a kid, so
the other
that
one?
Was unfortunately.
Yeah, and here's the OG, man. The OG.
Oh, look at that. I like believe it or not, I like the American cover more.
Well, yeah, but you don't like anime, man. So that's
why... I don't like anime, but the American one I think is much better. But then I don't like animes.
Yeah, so yeah, man. I mean, when I saw that trailer, what was it? Yesterday, day before, something like that. They dropped it, and I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna." I really hope you guys, if you like RPGs, really hope you give it a chance. Because it's a special RPG, and yes, I mean, you're gonna have to remember. Chances are pretty high that the quality of life stuff. I don't know how many quality of life improvements they made. I mean, it's a very old RPG, right? So just keep that in mind. It looks stunning. I can't wait. That's why I really want to finish Silent Hill. I want to get that done because it's going to take me no time at all, really, to finish. I need like one day where I can just do nothing but play Silent Hill, get Silent Hill done, and then I'm sure I'm going to have time. I'm sure I'm going to have time because I come back on the 8th. Do you have it in your list? When does it actually come out? The 14th, I think?
I think it does. By the way, I just closed it all out since we were talking about it. I figured you would remember.
Oh, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's the 14th.
Yes. It is. Let's see. Its release date is where is it? It is on the 14th. Exactly. Yeah. See why you need to check. And I love the fact that it's on Steam. Now, my biggest thing, Jared, I've told you, should I get on Switch or should I get on PC? You think it's gonna be a much difference in terms of performance?
Honestly, overall, not really, man. I don't.
I'm probably gonna get it on the Switch.
Yeah, like for me, I just want to be able to play that kind of anywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I never do mobile, but at least it's an option. I was thinking about supporting it on PC so that Square sees that there's an audience.
Oh, dude, I think now
I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
No, I don't think they care. I think it's like they're putting it on everything, no matter what. Which is good. I mean, guys, this is great.
Oh, yeah. And like I told you, you don't even, you do it for tradition, but you don't have to import like you used to.
Oh, dude.
Remember back in the day, it would be like a year plus before you would get it in North America. Now you could enjoy the store. Are you still going to get the Japanese version for tradition?
No.
Good.
No. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm not.
No, why waste the money?
That doesn't make any sense. So, no, what I do now, is like it depends, right? So like if there's a collector's edition or something like that that's
okay. You still like
Japanese
those. Yeah,
exclusive, okay,
which
but
they still do, by the way.
they do, but they don't do it as much as you think. Like this release, this release, everything that's inside this release is basically it's made for the world. And then what they do is they take the game and they slap it on after in the box separately.
I was gonna say I gotta have a challenge. I want to see if I can finish Mario and Luigi Brothership before the remake comes out. It might be tough. How long? That's gonna be tough.
Well, it depends on you, man.
Days.
Like 7 days to finish
it. Well, they don't tend to be 30-hour games.
Well, let's see.
They don't tend to be that, because I'm not a completist. Remember that. I'm not gonna
I know.
out of my way. You know, I just get the story, enjoy the game. Not that I don't rush, guys, but you know, I get hooked on stuff. And like just Call the Wild, the Angler. I've always loved fishing games, and I got hooked as it's on Game Pass. Highly recommend it if you like those type of games. And I have put in basically 30 hours in it in a couple days. So yeah, I can have my moments, Jared, where I get focused. But
yeah,
no,
I think
Mario
I think, dude, I think
I love
20 hours. I would say
I can easily get that done within the time, but I don't want to rush through it at the same time. I do want to enjoy it. But Mario and Luigi is one of my favorite Nintendo series. I've always enjoyed it, so I'm really looking forward to Brothership. And Brothership looks like it's keeping to its roots, which is good. Still no voice acting, man. I'm telling you, Nintendo and their production. I know people are going to argue with me all the time, but come on, man. I mean, text is whatever, but I love this is what I'm talking about. Immersion's what I love, right? Zelda even has voice, and Link's silent for some reason, but Zelda, they have voice acting there. Mario, here we go. That's all he ever says. But the point is, it's about immersion, getting connected. As a matter of fact, Dragon Quest. I'm glad I played 11 on the US, because you remember, I think the Japanese version never had voice acting, right?
Think so.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think OG.
It did not. I could be wrong, but if I remember right,
yeah, no, I think you're right.
I used to stream it on our channel, Cranberry. But anyways, to me, I got so much more connected to those characters, because like, who was that? God, that one flamboyant character, really goofy.
What's his American name?
Yeah, but he was a great character, and it was his voice that added to it. Veronica, I think her name.
Veronica. Yeah.
I loved her, man. I was like so sad when. Oh, we shouldn't talk.
No,
spoilers,
yeah.
But at this point,
No.
It was the voices that made me connect to the character so much more.
Well, let's see. Hold on. Because didn't I do a playthrough of the OG version?
You did, and then I did the stream, guys, which is still on our channel. So yeah,
so
we have both of them.
Yeah, we'd have to check, because I honestly don't remember, but I think so. I think you're right. I think there wasn't voice acting. I also know that there was no orchestrated music. They added that in later on. I think so. I'm pretty sure.
It makes a big difference, guys.
Oh yeah,
I know I'm nitpicky, but it's like, I understand Mario and Luigi. It's still story, right? And these kind of old 8-bit or 16-bit sounds. It's like, come on, Nintendo. And the reason they do that is because they've always been very conservative with their development costs. Why invest more when they don't need to? Because their games sell so well, right? So I know, I'm preaching, but at the end of the day, it's about immersion, getting more connected to. Oh, by the way, thinking of immersion, the new Dragon Age is out. Have you got it yet? I'm going to be picking that up soon, hopefully.
Dude, I only buy games I can play.
What? You can play. It's on the PC. You can play it.
No, I don't have time, man.
Oh, Jared.
Yeah, I love
excuses, man.
I love this.
Guys, this guy's so full of it. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I understand.
Like, no, but that's why. Like, I'm gonna be curious when I come back from Nashville. Well, I'll text you while I'm in Nashville.
Oh yeah, please.
And I'm gonna ask you. So, how's Mario and Luigi going?
Oh no, I guarantee you, I'll be playing.
I
don't know how many times have I said that.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, like, just to give you an example, the last wave of the Halloween event for Dead by Daylight's out. Hearthstone has an event coming out. Their new, what's it called? Expansion's about to ship actually next week. And then 2 versus 8 in Dead by Daylight's coming out this month in about a week or so. So yeah, these games do such a great job of keeping you invested. In their limited times, that fear of missing out, guys, psychological stuff that these games do to get you, well, you know, the 2 versus 8 and events free. But the point is, you still have to invest
FOMO,
time
man.
to get the rewards.
FOMO is real.
It's a powerful.
Real. It's real. So yeah, no, man. I'm really excited. I really just, I wanted, like, I really wanted to support Konami. And the timing was right. You know, it was Halloween and stuff. Now I just really want to just finish it. You know what I mean? I just want to, and look, if I can't, if the timing doesn't work out and I get too busy and I can't, oh well, you know what I mean? I finished it and I'm really happy about that. I remembered the story beats, which I won't talk about here, but man, it's disturbing. Like, it's really
and by the
disturbing.
way, how faithful is it to the original?
Oh, they did a damn good job, man.
I hear nothing but high praise.
Yeah, they really, like, blooper team guys, like, I really hope that Konami reaches out to you guys, because this is the thing with Konami, right? They've been gone for so long. They've been licensing some of their properties out to different companies and stuff. And I don't like what I'm hearing about, like, Silent Hill. It's like, oh, there's like 3 games in development or something. It's like, no. Whoa, what are you doing? Yeah. Like, what the hell are you doing? You just had a masterpiece of a game. Like, it's gonna be, like, definitely in, like, the top 3 games of the year, like, on most people's list. Like, this is, like, way up there, guys. Don't ruin it by having, you know, look at my little cat. He's so funny.
Don't ruin it and milk it and get rid of something.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous. What they should do is let it breathe. Right? Let it breathe. This is performing really well.
Come out with a remake of a Castlevania, like, instead in the meantime.
Dude, go to Blooper Team and tell them we'd like to see what you could come up with a brand new Silent Hill. Not a remake, not a whatever. Like a brand new one. And because I don't like right now, like, there's rumors that there's, like, all these, like, Silent Hill F and stuff. They're just, like, you know, like, placeholder names.
Capcom loves doing that too, right? Look how many remakes of Resident Evil 4. I mean, by the way, it's a great game. I played the GameCube version, but I heard the latest remake of it adds a little bit more bits to it. It might be, but no. But the point is, I'm not going to replay an old game, even if it has now. Dragon Quest 3 is an exception because I never played the original, and this is a pretty substantial. I mean, if they re-released the original OG version with maybe a little bit better vision, nah, I wouldn't be interested. But this is a lot of work and effort's gone into it, and that HD 2D gimmick that they're doing is really, really nice, and I like it. So
yeah, no, so do I. But to answer your question about, like, you know, like, how faithful and whatever, it's like the original game used, like, a combination of, like, a moving camera in certain parts, but it really was, like, fixed cameras, right? Like, it wasn't a dynamic camera system that you controlled, and so, like, it was cinematic in a kind of like a different way, if you will. And by bringing the camera, like, right behind James, it really changes things, like the way you play. So, like, before, you know, you might hear, you know, some sound like that, but because the camera was where the camera was fixed, you kind of were like, well, I'm about to get killed, right? Because you couldn't really see what was going on. Now you'll be, like, running down a hallway and you'll hear, like, a door open and you'll hear similar kind of, like, you know, like, moving sound. But your brain is like, well, I have to stop, turn around in order to shoot, you know, or see what the hell is going on. Do I do that or do I just keep running? And so it screws with your head in a different way. Story's identical, so they kept the same story beats. The biggest gripe I have with the game, and I don't know what this is, but when you go up to an object that you can interact with, there's, like, a little icon by default that sort of shows that it's an interactable. But to interact with it, you have to position the camera so that it's just right in order to activate it. And that's a little bit annoying. Like, when you're trying to get, like, a health item, right? Especially now, I'm going to try and beat the game in under 10 hours. So I'm, like, moving it, right? Like, I'm trying to go as quickly as possible. And it does get a little bit annoying where I'm like, hey, hello, I'm standing right in front of you. Pick up the damn like health drink. But no, overall, seriously, they did a really good job. I hope that Konami doesn't screw this up now, because now it's like you've got people like me who want to give you our money. Allow us to give you our money. Like, don't rush stuff to the market. It's the same like the new Metal Gear remake that's coming out. Like,
yeah, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, that should hopefully be a big hit
I think
too.
it will, but you can't do that forever, right? Like, you're eventually gonna have to give us a new
one. Yes,
exactly. And that will be the real test. Is going to be.
Honestly, I think Konami is out of development internally. I don't think they're going to do that anymore. Like you said, they're probably just going to license out, and hopefully they'll, say, hey, we want to do this, and they might have, some design oversight. Like, hey, we need this. This is a requirement. They'll oversee the projects. But I don't think Konami's interested in being a developer anymore.
Well, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens.
Hey, as long as their IPs are well taken care of, guys, who cares?
Yeah,
right?
exactly. As long as
look at Nintendo. They license out their product, like the Metroid series. Isn't, well, the Prime's definitely not handled by them. Do they? And I think the last Metroid 2D wasn't even done by Nintendo. Was it? Was someone else, wasn't it?
Hold on, Dread developer. Yeah, it was someone else. It was Mercury Steam.
Yeah. So yeah, they don't even really develop.
Well, I mean, it depends, right? Like, it depends. They have a lot of internal studios that, like Retro is it is Nintendo. It's an internal studio.
Yeah, second party.
Yeah, well, it's not even like
it's first party now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, dude, you made it, Tim. You see, you made it.
Yeah,
we made it through the whole podcast.
So we should be back next week too, right?
Of course. Yeah. But I'll make it on Saturday so it's easier for you.
Oh, okay. Well, we probably might. Yeah, it'd be, because luckily it wasn't too bad, but dogs get going. You hear chatter in the background. Luckily we didn't. Hopefully no one picked that up during the podcast.
Nothing at all.
All right, good. And before we go, I'm thinking about, Jared, we'll talk offline. I'm thinking, since I did the Dragon Quest 11 series streamed, I might stream the remake on our channel. Cool, so that'd be fun. We had a lot of good turnout back with that. So that's been, how many years has that been? Shoot,
5, 6 years.
Yeah. So it's been a while. So it'd be kind of nice to do that again. And you guys see the first impressions of the game and stuff like that. With Jared will probably do his own actual review. He always reviews
we'll see.
Games,
honestly, we'll see. With me right now, I just want to have fun, right? Like, I just I want to enjoy the game. I want to have fun. And for me, I don't care how long it takes me. I am just going to slowly go through, enjoy my time, and that's it. Indie, I'll do my best, but if I have to play indie in January, so be it.
Cool. I was going to say, the original Dragon Quest Warrior 3, how long was the game? But back then it was different.
Yeah, that's
game
hard.
Was grinding, not necessarily real.
Exactly.
Because it wasn't really story heavy, was it?
Well, story heavy. It was story heavy for its time, but I am really looking forward to this. This is going to be very interesting to see, because
we know Cranberry will be there. Yeah, know that.
Yeah, she's going to be there.
Can't wait to hear her feedback as well.
Yeah. Okay, we got to go. So perfect.
Yeah, we got to go, guys.
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk soon.